Today we're going to talk about title blocks and dimensioning. So what you should have gotten from one of your teachers is you should have got a shared link to a title block. You're going to open up that link and you're going to see your document or your title block like this. What you're next going to do is you're going to go to your OnShape, select My OnShape, and you should see the title block down here in your documents. What you're going to do is right click on that and you scroll down to say copy workspace. And then give it a new name. Don't want to call it the same name. And then you'll actually hit OK. In this case, I'm going to hit cancel because I already have it loaded in. What's that going to do is going to take that shared document and load it into your space. Next, we're going to open up a part. And you can see that I have a simple part open up. I'm going to go down in the very, very bottom left-hand corner of my area. And there's a little plus sign down there. I'm going to click on that plus sign and you'll see where it says create drawing. So let's select create drawing. This time you're actually going to go up here where it says created by me. And you should see that template loaded up, the one that you copy the workspace in. So we're going to hit OK on that. This will take a second to load up. And there's my title block loaded up. Now what you'll notice is another window will pop open up over here on the left-hand side. And you will see your part right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to double click on that part. And you move your cursor over onto your title block. This will be your front view. If you don't want your front view, there's another window up here on the top corner. You can actually pick different views, but I'm going to say 99% of the time you're going to leave it as front view. You can also go up here if you want right now and change the scale, but later on I'll show you how to change the scale. So I'm just going to plop in my front view right there. Now OnShape's going to allow me to scroll up here straight above and left click again and put in the top view. Now to get the other two views, I'm going to have to escape twice. I'm going to go up to my menu bar and the second icon in is called projected view. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to come down to my front view. I'm going to left click on my front view and move my cursor straight over. This is going to allow me to put in my right side view. I'm going to hit escape again twice, go back up to projected view, click on projected view, come back down on top of my front view, left click again, and come up here and we want to put our isometric view in. There we go. And I'll left click and place my isometric view. Now the first thing we're going to do is we'll escape and get out of that command. I'm going to come over to my isometric view. I'm going to right click and I'm going to select show shaded view. I want to shade in my isometric. My next thing I'm going to do is all three of my views, I'm going to right click and show hidden lines on all of them. So I'm going to select show hidden lines and bring in all my hidden lines. All right, looking pretty good. So you can see that I have a circle or an arc. So the next thing I want to go is up on the top. You'll see a little round circle with an X through it. That's called center mark. I'm going to select that. I'm going to select the outside edge of my circle or my arc, either one. Okay, these both happen to share the same center point. They're concentric, so I'll only see one of them in there. Now I want to put my center lines in. And the center line is this little command right here. It's called edge to edge center line. So I'll select that. And I know that my circle is in between these two hidden lines. So I'm going to select those two. And you can see that it puts a center line through. And same down here. Now this one is actually covered up by the object line. The object line precedes any hidden line or center line. So that will be on top. So that's why you can't see it, but you can see that the little pieces stick out on the ends. I'm not going to have to do one here because that's actually not a round hole. That's actually a square. So I don't have to do a center line down here. The next thing I want to do is I want to come down here and I want to edit my title block. So I'm going to hit escape and get out of that command. I'm going to double click on that. And then I'm just going to backslash this out and I'm going to give this a name. I then want to come down here where it says DDP. Let's hit the green check mark, finish that off. Come down here where it says DDP, double click on that. And all I'm going to do in here is I'm going to put whatever period I'm working in. Okay, so we're looking pretty good right now. So the way that I actually do dimensioning is I always want the overall height, width, and depth thrown into my parts right away. So my overall height can be either found on my front view or my right side view. My overall width could be found on my front view or my top view. And my overall depth can be found on my top view or my right side view. Now, most of the times you could put most of your dimensions right here in the front view, but in this case, I'm going to put some on the other two views, okay? Only because this has a rounded top and I want to be able to show it a little bit on more on the square side. So I'm going to go up to dimension and I'm going to select the top here and the bottom there and pull my dimension out and make sure that I try to get my dimension in between the arrows. So there's my overall height. My overall width, I'm going to show up here on my top view. So I'm going to click that corner and that corner, bring that down, try to keep my dimension inside the arrows. So now I have my height, my width. I need my depth. So at my depth, I'm actually going to pick this one right here. And this will show me my depth. And I'll put that right about there. Next thing I want to do is I want to look to see where I have any circles or arcs. And I want to locate all those. And you have to locate them to the center line. So there's my circle. I'm going to grab that right there. And maybe I'm going to grab this bottom edge. And I'll bring that right over there. So now I've located my circle up and down. I need to locate it left and right. So maybe I'll grab that edge and I'll grab that center mark and plop that in. And the last thing is I need the correct size. So let's click on the outside edge of the circle and put that in. I also have this large arc, so I want to make sure I grab that. And because I see the same center mark, I do not have to locate that up and down or left and right. So now I'm going to go look at my parts and I want to look at where all my, what they call contours are. So if I look over on the right side here, I can see that my part goes up and it goes in a little bit and then goes back up and then goes in. So I can see the contour. So what I want to do is I want to always try to do all the contour parts that stick out the farthest. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab that little piece right there and I'll plop it in. So the way we do this is I'm going to start here at the bottom and I'm going to go up, over, up. So I've said up twice, which means I need two dimensions. One is going to be my overall, and I need one other one. All right, and now I'm going to start on the left side and work my way to the right. So if I do that, I'm going to go over, up, over. So I've said over twice, so I need two dimensions. Well, one of them is going to be this one right up here, my overall that's shown on my top view. So I need at least one more. So I'm going to click this one right here and put that right in. I'm going to actually work my way over to the top view. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go over, up, over, down, over. So I said over 3 times. So I need 3 dimensions. Well, I have my overall. That's 1 dimension. So I'm going to see these 2 parts. They stick out the farthest. So I'm going to try to grab those and do those next. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I also have this little notch sticking in here. Okay, and I can see it. So I need to show how deep that is. So I'm going to grab that little notch and bring that out here. All right, so let's start looking to see what we have. Actually, do we have all the dimensions that we have? Well, do I need this little piece right here? No, because I'm showing it over here. Do I need to locate where this piece is left and right? Well, not really, because I know that it's showing me that the radius of this piece, so from the center of the circle out to here, is 0.875. And it's 0.875 there. So do I need to locate it? Well, yes, you probably should locate it, okay? You probably should locate it just in case. So I'm going to put one more dimension. I'm going to pop it right in there, just so I know where this is going to start and show that this is actually centered on my piece. And pretty much that is all I'm going to need to do this part right here. Okay, I didn't dimension to any of my hidden lines, which is a no. I didn't dimension any my center lines, only my center marks. So I'm pretty good on this part. So now if I want to share this drawing with anybody, I'm going to exit on my command. I'm going to go down here where it says drawing 1 on the bottom. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to select export. Okay, I want to make sure I give it a good name. So I think I called this 1.2.3 part 2. Give it a good name. The version I'll leave as is. Export it. Yep, everything looks good. We're going to make sure that it goes to our downloads. So we're going to hit export. Okay, and then if I want, I can go and open it up on my export. That's one way to do it. Another way, if you want to share this document, is if I come up to the top right corner and I select the word share, this little window will open up and I want to click on share it or link sharing. Now, if you haven't done this before, it might say to turn on link sharing. So there might be a blue button here that says turn on link sharing. Since I've already done that, you'll have to do that first. And then this little will pop up. This little area will pop up. You're going to hit copy clipboard, and there is your drawing. You can paste this into a document. You can send this to someone, and what they'll be able to do is once they click on it, it'll take them right to this drawing. Okay, So I hope you like this video on title blocks and dimensioning.